Runway awareness. OK.
Meters.
I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light.
Runway awareness. OK.
Meters.
I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light.
Hello everyone, so I was having some issues here with the Simbrief loading, but now it's working. So here we are today again on the flight deck for the Boeing 737 MAX out of Vienna to Madrid.
Boarding requested.
So we just
Ladies and gentlemen, please confirm the flight information on your boarding pass and take your seat according to the seat number shown on the boarding pass.
Welcome on board.
Too loud. Alright, so the flight plan's loaded. We're just loading passengers right now in cargo. So I believe the plane is requesting this because it's still opening. Yep, it's opening. That's why it's warning me that the doors aren't open. Alright, so let's take a look at our flight plan here. So we're departing Vienna all the way down to Madrid. Pretty straightforward flight, no significant weather is predicted. So we are standing right here at these gates. We already have some references here loaded. So this is nice, but that's not what I want. What I want is the airport chart and also the parking stands. So we are here right now at Pier North. I believe we are at gate. Well, can't see the VDGS. So how do we move? F17 right here. So we are going to pin this and now let's prepare the flight. So right now we just need to load our ADIRs to nav. 737 only has 2 of these. We are going to tell the ground people that we are energized. Also turn on the logo. Turn on the loop for fuel pump 1 forward. Seatbelts on. Actually, this one we can turn off for now. We just need the windows. That's it. Trim air is on. Recycling fans are on. APU bleed is not yet available, so we'll leave it as is. The yaw damper as is as well. So now we're going to wait for INS alignments. So first of all, we need to. Oops, what happened? Something happened with the ground power. Oh, my bad. I didn't press that. That's odd. Alright, so what was I? Oh, yeah, we need to press on with the FMC loading June 11 to July 9, 2026. Let's set the last known position as our INS reference. Flight plan request. pause there. Loading the route. Vienna to Madrid, it's confirmed. We get Air Europa 265. Activate, execute. Now let's start prepping everything else. So let's load me on ATC. Yeah, music stop playing.
Beyond ATC connected.
Just waiting for the freaks. My track IR is all crooked. Ah, much better. There it is, so let's go to clearance. And let's ask them. Hello. Come on.
Europa 26.
Ah, there it is.
Beam delivery. Europa 265. Boeing 737 MAX 8 with information uniform. Gate Foxtrot 17 Foxtrot. Request IFR clearance to Barajas Airport.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
Europa 265, beam delivery, clear to Barajas via the Odds at 2 Charlie departure, runway 29 climb to 7,000 feet, squawk 1325.
Cleared to Barajas via the Odds at 2 Charlie departure. Runway 29er, climb to 7,000 feet, squawk 1325. Europa 265.
Europa 265, readback correct. Contact ground 121.6 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121.6 when ready. Europa 265. Good day.
5, and we are clear to climb flight to 7,000 feet. Oops, it's fidgeting. Alright, so all that is correct. Let's go back to route. Looking good. Here we are. So we are going to set this one to links. Leave this one for now. Actually, I'm going to request performance. So first things first, let's load the, not here, I keep mixing these buttons here. Let's read from Simbrief. Oh, it keeps doing this. It's like selecting the text for some reason. So here we are, and load the aircraft immediately because we're loading it with GSX. Alright, so we got a full plane almost. We got 178 passengers out of 189, so pretty cool, almost full aircraft. Let's send that data to the CDU. So gross weight is 73.9er and the CG is 21.1. Our cruise altitude will be flight level 360, which we'll confirm through our OFP. That is correct. And then we'll have a step climb to 370 at Akabi. Cost index 5. Yeah, so it's cool. Transition altitude here is 10 tau, so we're going to set our reserves fuel to 2 standard tons. And now let's go for the briefing, takeoff briefing. So let's go here for the performance. We are going to read from MFS data. Boarding completed, so we got runway ID 29er. Running condition is dry, so let's flaps 5. Air conditioning on and
Beaufort 5167, gate Charlie 40, request pushback.
Our weather is
Beaufort
set.
5167, beam ground, pushback approved. Face southwest.
Pushback
What are we
approved,
missing
face
here?
southwest Beaufort 5167.
What are we missing? Select AC on. There, oh, that was it. Alright, so we're going to take off flaps 5. Trim will be 5.75. V1 is 143. VR is 146, V2 is 155, and our VRAF is 153 actually. Flaps turning. Our selected flex temperature is 51 degrees, and our delayed takeoff is 85.6. So this is what we're going to get. So we are going to get 51 as our cell temp, and we are going to set up our thrust reduction to 85.6. So I believe this is going to be DTU1. Oh, hello. DTU1. Actually, no. 87. So we're going to try to write that manual 85.6. 85.6. Will it allow us to do that? No.
Beaufort 5167, request taxi.
It doesn't allow us to.
Beaufort 5167, taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 29 via Echo, X-ray 9 Mike, Alpha 1.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 29 via Echo, X-ray 9 Mike, Alpha 1, Beaufort 5167.
5.75, and our QRH is in, so 143, 146, and 155. Let's frag execute, and we're good to go. Not manual, sorry, Navigraph. And let's go here to terminal charts, to our pins. As for our departure, we are taking onto to Charlie. There's a lot of departures. Onto to Charlie area. So this is our departure. We'll be making a left-hand turn and all the way down here, and then which one is the Unsud? It's this one, towards Sobel. We will confirm this in a moment. So right now we are all set in terms of performance. I keep forgetting or mixing up this with the Airbus, but we do get the idea of. So we have VNAV, and then we have a page where we get the forecast. There we go. So this is descent winds request. So it's descent forecast winds. Transition level at Madrid is 140. Alright. Load. Execute. Alright. Done. Right, we are good to go. So let's call GSX and tell them that we need to, first of all, start our APU.
Beaufort 5167, contact Wien Tower 119.4, bye-bye.
Over to Tower 119.4, Beaufort 5167.
Let's get our checklists here. So parking brake is set, battery switch is on and covered, IRS selector set to nav, cabin utility is on, IFE passenger seats are on, passenger seat power, emergency lights are armed, position lights are steady, right here. We get window heat set on, trimmer is set to auto, recycling fans left and right are set to auto, isolation valve is set to open, fuel pump forward one set, altimeters are going to be set. So we are at 1019er, so let's change to 1019er. First of all, change to hectopascal or HPA 1019er. Set and cross-checked. set also on our standby. 1019 are set. Flight directions are both on. FMC is on and set up. MCP we got V2 set for 155, so we're going to set it up here, 155. We got LNAV and VNAV both armed. APU is on. Oxygen is tested 100%. APU generation in bleed are both on the rondo. And there we go. So now we're going to go here. Ground connections, switch off the ground power. We don't have chokes on, which is rather not cool, but okay. Before start checklist, ground power is disconnected and off. Chokes have been removed. Parking brakes set. Flight deck doors are closed. Probe heat set on. Hydraulic pumps, electrical hydraulic pumps set on. Fuel pumps set to on. And passenger signs are on. Anti-collision lights set on. Packs left and right are set off. And we're going to start engines as soon as we get the pushback. So now let's request the pushback from GSX. There goes the jetway.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
There's our gate agent. There's our wing walker. Looks good.
Departure checks complete.
Europa 265 at gate Foxtrot 17 Foxtrot, request pushback.
Europa 265, beam ground, pushback approved. Face southeast.
Pushback
Southeast.
approved, face southeast. Europa 265.
Locking gear. Release parking brakes.
Parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start exit.
Start one. Eject. Nice 777 right here. Nice Emirates 777. Engines motoring as expected. Let's set our TCAS for the motion. Brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Set up our runway heading here. Engine 1 start. Start number 2, please. Or the second engine start is always louder than the first. It's a beautiful sound, nevertheless. Alright, we got a good engine start. Let's tone to disconnect.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
So we got a little overheat on EGT, but now it's reducing. Alright, we're good to go. Let's set generator, I mean,
Tow truck disconnected.
and turn
Bypass
off
wheel removed.
the APU.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Set all backs to auto. Lead is set for engines. Let's make this panel brighter. PO damper on. There's our pin. There it is. Goodbye.
Europa 265, request taxi.
Bye bye.
Europa 265, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 runway 29 via Whiskey, Echo X-ray 2 Mike Alpha 1.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 1 runway 29 via Whiskey, Echo X-ray 2 Mike Alpha 1, Europa 265.
So we're right here. And we need to go via Whiskey right here to AX2, then Mike, then Alpha 1. So like this, then right hand turn via Mike 1 right here. Very straightforward. Let's go. Click off, taxi light on, turn off lights. For taxi checklist, auto brake set RTO, flaps set for takeoff, set flaps 5, set, our trim is set for takeoff, APU bleed is off, APU off, isolation valve both set auto, ground equipment was clear, taxi light is on, runway turn off lights are on as well. So now let's check our flight controls in a moment. Here we go. Let's check flight controls. Full deflection left, neutral, full deflection right, neutral, full pitch up, neutral, full pitch down, neutral, full rudder left, neutral, full rudder right, neutral. Don't mind the flip around because I got my tiller connected to my pedals. Cabin is ready. So nice day in Vienna for flying. Last time we arrived here was very dark night. Forgot to load the clock here. Right now it's gonna make a right hand turn over Whiskey, then Alpha. No, not Alpha. Echo X-ray 2. Then with Mike 2. Mike 1. So is this Mike? No, it's the other one. This one. Yeah, Mike. This one's Mike. Mike 2 Alpha 1. Just follow the plaques if you're in doubt. They're there to inform you where you are. Sometimes some airports also have some very comprehensive ground markings, but not all of them. And of course, you got the charts here as well to help you.
Europa 265, contact Wien Tower 119.4, have a good evening.
Contact Tower 119.4, Europa
Set up
265.
our weather radar here and set up our terrain radar here.
265, holding short, runway 29er.
Europa 265 in tower, wind 340 degrees, 2 knots, runway 29er, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 29er, cleared for takeoff, Europa 265.
Two procedures. So we're going to make a rolling takeoff.
Approaching 29.
29 set.
Approaching 29.
Oh, I need to turn off this feature for this plane for sure. I'll do that at airborne.
On runway 29.
Yeah, there's a duplication because I got vRAAS and this plane also has RAAS. I think, yeah, this is the toggle switches. Here we go. 50% thrust. And toggle. Toggle. Airspeed alive. restrictions and lights and general procedures, so it's not often you see it coinciding with the transition altitude because of the cockpit workflow, that's all. It's easy to forget stuff if they get mixed up. that's why pilots are well paid, right? Passing 10,000 feet, so external lights off, and we set our transition, set standard. Airplane's nosing down to accelerate, no longer restricted to 250 knots.
Vienna Center, Europa 265, passing flight level 155, climbing to flight level 180 direct altitude.
I talk when I can. Sometimes I'm busy with stuff, but other than that, yeah, I talk with the crowds if needed be. But I also chat if you need something written.
Climb flight level 360, Europa 265.
Let's go to 360 now.
Lufthansa 1687, report ready for descent.
Ready for descent, Lufthansa 1687.
Yeah, these knobs are a little fidgety.
Descent via start to 9,000 feet, QNH 1020.
Much better now.
Descent via start to 9,000 feet, QNH 1020, Lufthansa 1687.
So today's update with GSX brought seated passengers to this plane, so we'll be looking at the cabin in a moment, just to see a crowded cabin. It's always nice. Unfortunately, still no Betsy. Wonder if they'll ever enable her. I know that the co-pilot is an FS 2024 feature, so it's my bet that they'll only add our co-pilot once they make this plane FS 2024 native, which is not for now. It's in the plans. I believe they're already working on it, but you know, it took them a lot of time to bring this plane, this update, to make it flyable. So it's my bet it's going to take a little longer. By the way, this is still not working, so still needs some tweaking. So the volume for Beyond ATC is not working yet. It doesn't command the voice volume. So we are out of the gate a little bit more than this, out of 10 minutes out of the gate, and our flight time is 7 minutes. So the elapse time is automatic on this plane. You only launch the chronometer if you need it. That's this button right here, the clock. So there comes Osud and Soville, then we'll be out of the SID. And we will time accelerate, of course. This plane actually has an intelligent time acceleration, as we saw earlier. So it my last flight. It's in miscellaneous, and here it is. So let's turn it on so we can climb a little faster. The plane will only accelerate time if it detects it's not climbing or turning. If it does detect a climb or a turn, it will slow down to normal time. So right now it's enabled, but as you can see, the clock's moving at normal pace, so it's not accelerating time because it's detecting it's climbing. So it's smart, and it's a cool feature. I wish every plane had something like that. That and the very powerful jump ahead feature from FS Labs A321neo, or the same feature jump aboard of the A34600 from Tolis.
Contact the arrival 1 through order 0125 S2410.
Central Europe right now, unlike the previous days last month, especially early May, late April, early May was very unstable. So for those that don't know, Air Europa is a low-cost Spanish company. They only operate Boeing 737s. I'm not sure if they intend to replace all the NGs with Maxes. That's probably their plan. So out of the SID or the SID, so let's go en route. Let's center on our plane here. Center of plane. This is what I want. Alright, here we go. So this is all Austrian airspace. So Vienna is on the eastmost, well, not eastmost side, but it's definitely on the eastern side of the whole country. So you have to cross the entirety of Austria when you go westbound. It's not usual. Usually the capital cities are in the very center of the country, for obvious reasons, for centralization, but not Vienna. So, golden bacon Roblox. I like bacon a lot. Gold, I wouldn't mind. I just don't play Roblox, but that's a cool combination you got there. So we're still climbing. This is a beautiful part of Europe. Not just Austria, but to the south we got the mountain range of the Pyrenees. Oh, sorry, what's it called? It's the Switzerland Alps. It's the Alps, right? So the Swiss Alps plus the Pyrenees. Pyrenees are in Spain. We will be crossing the Pyrenees, by the way. But it's the Swiss Alps. Right there, we're looking at that area right now, so it's beautiful. And I gotta go back to Innsbruck in Switzerland. I need to plan my way back to Innsbruck. And yes, I do mix up these two countries quite a lot, Switzerland and Austria, because they're very close to each other, and sometimes I never mix Zurich. I know Zurich is in Switzerland, but sometimes I think, and for some reason I say so, I think, for some reason, that Innsbruck is in Austria. It's not in Austria. It's in Switzerland. But yeah, gotta apologize. You know that my geography sucks. And no, pilots don't really need to be good at geography. They just need to be good at looking at charts. So don't come with that rhetoric. It doesn't stick. So again, we got time acceleration turned on, but since we're still climbing, the plane will not accelerate time until it feels the plane stable and cruising.
Vienna Center, Silver Arrow 7 Bravo, flight level 231.
Silver Arrow 7 Bravo, Vienna Center identified, climb flight level 410.
Climb flight level 410, Silver Arrow 7 Bravo.
So we're not seeing much traffic today, which is odd. Unless of course I forgot something here. No, that's what it said. We can set this to above or below. So neutral will be at normal. So it will narrow the search ahead, but it will be something like up and down on your, not the search, but the representation. But today we're not getting much traffic around us. Let me confirm if we do have traffic. Oh yeah, there's a lot of traffic around. It's just not being depicted right now by TCAS, which is fine. Means that we don't have to. Means that we don't have to work around traffic today. TFC and PSD as well. So we will be setting up our barrel reference for landing, and well, I was trying to touch here PSD.
Austrian 554 Zulu, descend via start to 8,000 feet, QNH 1019er. Descend via start to 8,000 feet, QNH 1019er, Austrian 554 Zulu. Austrian 554 Zulu, contact being arrival 134.125. Contact being arrival 134.125, Austrian 554 Zulu.
Sunshades here. extra feature that you have to manage during flight. So if you're not planning to use it, and honestly I only use it for departures and landings, after time it's stowed away. So if you're just like the A350, the A350 also has the option to have the HUD. I very rarely use it, so I just keep it off. It's one less thing to worry about in terms of cockpit flow. But it is very important for safety, so if you predict you're going to fly through weather, and if you can equip it, it's very easy. Just go to the menu and there's an option there to turn it on. It also has an extra gauge here, extra panel to control the HUD. Right, now that the plane has detected that it's cruising, it's going to time accelerate, so this little thing will start moving a lot faster now. Because we did turn it on here, and our plane preferences is going to go up to 4 times. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell us where exactly it is, but that's okay. You can see from the seconds that now it's running in normal time.
Ryanair 42 Quebec, descend to flight level 080. Descend to flight level 080, Ryanair 42 Quebec.
Vienna Center, Austrian 327, passing flight level 142, climbing to flight level 170.
Austrian 327, Vienna Center, identified, climb flight level 340.
Climb flight level 340, Austrian 327.
flight level 360.
Europa 265, Munich radar identified. Lufthansa 4 Romeo Papa, contact Vienna Sender 124.4.
Center on 124.4, Lufthansa 4 Romeo Papa, have a good evening.
360.
Europa 265, Geneva radar identified.
Centre on 120.85, Europa 265. Mercer Control, Europa 265, good evening, flight level 360.
Just an update now, we're about halfway of our flight, crossing now in Marseille control in France. So we crossed the border, and it's going to be about 30 more minutes till we reach our destination, give or take. We are time compressed, so you might have noticed that the plane looks like it's flying in Mach 3 or something. That's because we are accelerating time up to 4 times automatically, and we are expecting to initiate our descent after we reach the Pyrenees in northern Spain or southern France, southwest France, northeast Spain.
Namaste Control, Europa 265, flight level 360.
Because we are time accelerated. Because we're time accelerated, I'm going to prepare my descent. So I'm going to go back here to my OFP. Just don't want to be caught in between. So I'm just going to pick up the routing. We are expecting runway 18 Lima on Madrid via Tersa 7 Echo. So runway 18 Lima. I'm going to try to pick the ILS Zulu via Tersa 7 Alpha. Tersa 7 Echo. There it is. Now we're going to see the transition. So we're going to pick up that chart. En route, or sorry, terminal, Madrid,
Ryanair 870 Golf
Star.
via start to 4,500 feet, QNH 1017.
For such a big plane, they don't have much stars. Villa, Tersa 7 Echo. So there's Tersa here, for Zulu, Toledo, there it is, Tersa 7 Echo. So we are expecting this one right here. So going all the way to
Ryanair 870
Lular.
contact Namaste Control 120.75.
Sent on 120.75, Ryanair 870 Golf.
Nice. So we got this one going. Let's spin it. Also going to need the taxi reference for Madrid. It's right there pinned. And we also going to see if there are taxi routings. There it is. Just checking them out. Oh yeah. Definitely going to need this one. And oh my, why does it keep doing this? It's like selecting text for no apparent reason. Alright, so we got airport chart, taxi routings, as well as our SID, sorry, our star. Now let's pick up the approaches. So if we do take runway 18 Lima, correct? Yeah, 18 Lima. We're going to pin the localizer ILS Zulu, which is the one we want. ILS Cat. Oh, this is Romeo. Sorry. Okay. So Cat 2 and 3, ILS Yankee, although probably not getting it. And Cat 2. And this is the one we want. ILS Zulu.
Delta on 125.375, Europa 265.
Alright, now we got everything
Border
pinned.
Control, Europa 265, flight
We're now
level
pressing
360.
through border control. And the next one will be Madrid.
Identified.
Let's go back here to our landing performance. So we are going to expect flaps 30 at 149 knots. It takes a lot more planning for the Airbus because we need to insert all the weather data, but not on the 737. Runway condition is dry. So there's no rain there, so that's good to know. Let's go back to legs, and hopefully that's the approach we're going to get from ATC as well. If not, we'll improvise as usual. Let's go back to pilot position. Done. So our central tanks are spent. Plane is back to time acceleration. I love this view here, although I feel like I need to adjust a little bit. far from the fuselage. This is just one big giant radar station.
Europa 265,
it's section.
Control identified. Ryanair 87 Whiskey Uniform, contact
section.
Control 120.3. Center on 120.3, Ryanair 87 Whiskey Uniform.
So this is a little bit too bright to my taste. Story 737 was my first ever dedicated, I would say it wasn't really a study level plane, but it was the plane that I studied the most back in FS 2022, so 2002 or FS 2000, I can't recall either one of those, either 2000 or 2002, and that was the Dream Fleet 737-400. So classic 737 with the analog ICAS. It already had a PFD and an ND, but it was very rudimentary, and it was a Dream Fleet 737. That was the plane I dedicated myself the most, the very first one. And I recall it had PA announcements, it had a lot of cool features. I believe it already had sort of a failure system, so you could have malfunctions. Really advanced for its time. And I fell in love with the Boeing philosophy back then. I thought, this is a man's plane, and this is not an engineer plane, this is a pilot's plane. And I flew it to exhaustion. I remember other add-ons being around. I believe back in the day, actually Captain Sim used to make nice sims, and they had the 727 and the 707. I think that came later, but still, Captain Sim, for you to nowadays, Captain Sim only builds skeletons of planes, right? But back in the day, they used to build nice, deep simulations. I also remember there was another plane that I loved a lot. That was the Level D 767. I believe I had it up to Flight Sim 2004, maybe to FSX. I don't remember. I do remember in FS 2004. And PSS. PSS had two planes I flew a lot, which were the 757 and the Airbus. So that was my introduction to the Airbus, was the PSS Airbus. Then came along the Aerosoft Airbus, and after that I started looking into Airbus a lot more closely, because Airbus, although it's an engineer plane, it is very easy to operate overall compared to these planes, to these 737s and other Boeing aircraft and other airliners. The Airbus philosophy is so easy to learn, and it and it's a philosophy that is transported between variants. You can fly the A319 all the way up to the A380. It's the same philosophy. things differ a little bit. They are not in the same position, but it doesn't change much. So for the sake of ease of use, I decided to start flying the Airbus a lot more. And first of all, there's one great reason that pilots don't fly multiple types of aircraft all the time. They dedicate themselves to one type rating at a time. So one Airbus A320 type rating, and if they need to change the 737, they need to take another type rating, and they will hold the license of the 737 or the Airbus one at a time. Some pilots may have both, but one of them is the dedicated airliner they fly. Because you mix stuff, even flying now today on this MAX, I already mixed a couple of things that I was thinking in Airbus language, and the same thing happens the other way around. So if you want my advice, pick a plane, go deep on it. I mean, really, this is the Pyrenees, by the way, so you're coming across the border to Spain right now, so that's why we decelerated it to make a slight turn, and we'll be heading through Madrid Center. So dedicate yourself to one model at a time, one add-on at a time, and after you master it, maybe you would like to think of another one, and so on. Never try to fly, never purchase an Airbus, a Boeing, and I don't know, an MD-11, and try to learn them all at the same time. You'll get confused, you'll mix procedures, and trust me, you might even be a great memory guy, so decorate a lot of stuff, or girl, but you'll memorize a lot of stuff. Not decorate, memorize. You'll memorize a lot of stuff, and you'll be able to fly 3 planes pretty good, but after a while, especially if you start flying one more than the other because you prefer it, you will notice that you'll start mixing stuff up, and that's perfectly natural. And that's why pilots fly one type at a time. I know at least 2 pilots that fly more than one type, but it's mostly general aviation aircraft, small planes. Of course, there will come one day one guy will tell me, no, I have all the type ratings. I fly every aircraft out there. And I'm sure that will be a lie, but still. People like to call advantage, right? Getting my checklists ready for the descent. We are not going to need ATIs. Here we go, going to Madrid, probably getting our clearance in a moment. We're still not even close to our top of descent, but it's right there. There it is. So we're going to pass Zamora, probably get our descent clearance. But we are time accelerated right now, so it might happen that they give us the clearance in a very short notice. Accelerating. I'm just going to bring up the menu here to make sure I turn it off before we start the descent. There's a nice little streak here. There's a plane crossing our path. It's actually going that way. So this is something new from Beyond ATC. This is real-life traffic. So real-time traffic. Real-life, real-time traffic that's injected via Flight Radar 24, which is pretty cool. So if you want to open your own Flight Radar 24 while you're flying your Flight Simulator 2024 using Beyond ATC, you can actually see the same plane as you will intercept its course. Of course, you will not be able to see your own plane, but that's because you're not flying for real. So we got a little nose wind pushing us to the side, nothing serious. I sincerely hope we get runway 18 Lima with the Tritrisim approach and the ILS. to change the approach. And someone the other day asked me, why don't you just wait for ATC to give you the clearance before you insert data? Well, about 60 to 70% of the time it will give me the clearance that's briefed on Simbrief. When it doesn't do that, it takes about...
Clear Delta 7 Echo arrival, runway 18 left.
There
there is.
Runway 18 left.
We got the Tersa arrival. That's what we wanted. PM18 Lima. Alright. So like I was saying, it takes about the same time to insert the new data as it is to correct it. So if at 60 to 70%, just like now, it gave me...
265, report ready for descent.
Wilco, Europa 265.
We're still a bit too far from RTD, so we'll wait a little longer. And with that, we're about 3/4 of our flight now.
Alpine 384 November,
3/4 of our
identified.
More than that, actually, 86%. So we're about to make a turn. It stopped the acceleration, and after the turn, we might hit our descent. Might call ready for descent. But beyond ETC sometimes get a little impatient, and even though you're saying that you will contact on our top of climb, it will still guide you to descent before that. That's Tersa right there. I believe it just wants you to follow the RNAV approach correctly. So we'll just say call ready.
Europa 265, approaching our top of descent, ready for roll.
Europa 265, descend to flight level 200.
Descend to flight level 200, Europa 265.
Yeah, multiple ways to do now the descent. What I usually do, is just wait for the plane to enter the E bracket for the descent performance, optimal descent performance. But you can also just go vertical speed and start descending with a shallow descent first, and then allow it to intercept, and then resume VNAV. However, this plane, the 737 MAX from iFly, it's a little aggressive with the VNAV, so be advised. Here we go. Smooth, nice little descent. We're not going crazy with the descent rates. I didn't even call off the seatbelt signs.
Idor Express 18 Lima, Mike, contact Madrid approach 118.4.
And from now on, I think it's no longer necessary to have the time acceleration because we will be descending, so I'm just going to turn it off. So this is our star. Let's leave it here for now. There's a feature, I don't even know if it's available on this plane, which is the ability to zoom in over the airfield, and it will enable us to have the ground chart. So, not sure if that works here, but we are going to try after we land. And we are going to try the new GSX features. So GSX was updated today, and now it includes a nice little feature to enable cameras on the ground vehicles. It's just eye candy. It doesn't help your flight at all. But it's... oh my god. Sorry about that. It's just a cool feature.
7 kilo X-ray, clear Delta 7 Echo arrival, runway 18 right. Clear Delta 7 Echo arrival.
So it is using both for a nice... both 18 right and ourselves in 18 Lima, 18 left, which is cool. So parallel landing. If you go to the D80s,
7 kilo X-ray descent, we start to 8,000 feet, QNH 1015. Descent, we start to 8,000 feet, QNH 1015.
if you come here, you might even see that reported in the D80s. So yeah, is arrival runway 18 left and 18 right. Departure on 14 left and 14 right. So parallel departures and parallel landings, which is cool. Very, 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 very cool. So for those that don't know, this is called the Beyond ATC toolbar, and it's available from the Beyond ATC website for free. Of course, you need a Beyond ATC license to work with it, but it's very handy. Now it includes the D80s. Back in the day it didn't. But it's also cool because you can quickly auto-tune frequencies, including data link. And of course you have the chat log. Now the chat log recently is a little bugged. Sometimes when you switch this filter, it will delete messages, which is optimal. But don't use the filters for now. I've reported this to Beyond ATC. They're looking into it. Something might have changed in Flight Simulator 2024 recently, and that may have broken this. But other than that, it really works well. So what's the main difference between the MAX and the 737 NG? Well, one is the engine, of course. The LEAP engine, just the very same one that equips the Airbus A320neo 21. There are A319neos. They're just not very popular. But the 20s and the 21 neos, they have the LEAP engine as well as the Pratt & Whitney variant, but on the MAX there's only the LEAP engine, and actually no, I think it also has the GTF. I'm not sure, to be honest. I apologize for not knowing that for a fact, but I think there's also an option for the PW engine, but this one is the LEAP engine. And that's the biggest change, is the engine power. So the engines are more efficient, more powerful, they're also bigger. And so this plane is equipped with a computerized system that you may have heard of, and let's not go into the sad history of it. It does have something called the MCAS system that will control your pitch for you if it detects there's an off balance of CG, center of gravity. That's because the engines are assembled further forward than the latest generation NG, and the design of the plane is pretty much the same. So instead of rising the plane to accommodate the bigger engine, they just moved it forward, and you can see that perfectly once you go outside and you see the engines. You see the engine is assembled a lot more forward than the previous generations of 737. This engine will be stuck a bit lower aft, below the wing. So that's a feature of these new LEAP engines. And for that reason, let's turn on VNAV here. And for that reason, there were a few incidents with the MCAS system, because initially Boeing decided that it was such a minor thing, and it isn't, that they didn't need to notify the pilots, and unfortunately that led to 2 very serious accidents, as you may have recalled. The other major differences are, of course, the screens. 4 large screens that kind of remind us of the 787 layout, but the overhead is pretty much the same. The only major difference is that you don't have the APU gauge here anymore. But other than that, I would challenge you to tell me what's different. It's pretty much the same overhead and aft overhead. Of course, we don't have the lower ACAS here. It's all condensed in one ACAS screen. You can change this between pilot and co-pilot.
Flight level 170.
Descend flight level 170, Europa 265.
Fueling 3 Tango Juliet, report ready for descent.
So we're going to set this up for the landing
Fueling 3 Tango Juliet, descent to flight level 210.
Descent to flight level 210, fueling 3 Tango Juliet.
Ryanair 83 Whiskey Papa, contact Madrid approach 118.4.
Contact Madrid approach 118.4 Ryanair 82 Whiskey Papa.
18 Lima, we're going to land with air
Europa
conditioning
265,
off.
descend via star to 8,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Descend via star to 8,000 feet, QNH 1015, Europa 265.
8,000 descent. What's going on? TI's off, all OP, and none, and that's over weather. We're going to set ourselves in a dry runway and calculate, so our vRAAS is going to be 150.
Madrid Center, Air Portugal 82 Mike X-ray, good evening, flight level 310.
So they cleared us
Air
to
Portugal
8,000
82 Mike X-ray, Madrid Center, identify.
Your initial impulse is to think, oh my, maybe I'm just too high. I need to descend faster. Don't worry about that specifically. Just worry yourself to be in the right vertical path right here. It's on the optimal descent. It just gives you a permission to go to 8,000 feet. It doesn't tell you that you need to do it right away. The point being, if you just start nosing down to achieve that optimal descent, two things will happen. You will accelerate like crazy. We are unable to go to 45 knots that we should. And of course, you'll descend so fast it will be uncomfortable for the passengers. Of course, we are in a synthetic environment. There's no passengers to please or unplease or displease. But yeah, just take it easy. Don't go too fast. I speak for myself. I often get a little anxious when I'm told to descend to a certain altitude, and I need to remember, oh, hold on a second, this isn't a race. And yeah, do that and you'll be happy. Let's get a light here. So why is this so freaking bright on the center? So it's a big panel light. So this one, that's the AFDS, so it's the MCP here. So where's the slide control for this slide here? That's the overhead. Circuit breaker lights are off actually, so let's bring them up. There's a light here that I'm not seeing that's a bit too bright. Could it be this one? This is just the aft light. The floodlight is the one I just touched. This light here. On the Airbus we have a couple of knobs beneath that we can control. So this is the FDS, this is the main panel. Just bring out the integrated lights. Background? Oh, it's just a background light. So it's still bright. I prefer to turn it off now. So we're now going to make a right-hand turn. We'll need to decel to 250 knots until we reach 10,000 feet. And it will do all that for us. We don't need to do much. I noticed that these lights are missing, these knobs, buttons here are missing the backlight. I wonder if it's connected to this. No, it isn't. Or this. So these knobs here, they have buttons: center, reset, traffic, TFC, and standard. So they're not illuminated, and they should. So let's go back here and check out our ILS chart. So we'll go with the standard ILS.
Runway 35.
Cleared mileage 5 Charlie and Echo. Runway 35 Ryanair 709 Foxtrot.
Equalizer, ILS Yankee, ILS Zulu. This is it. So we are expecting ILS Zulu, but we'll improvise. So we got a Class C aircraft and our decision height is 2,151. So that's quite high because Madrid is a high place. Our approach will be set for 5,500 feet. So let's set this decision height right now to 2151. So drag required. So let's bring out our spoilers. So 2151. It's going to take a moment to get there. Set our barrel reference. It's a lot faster to do this on a Nervous because we write the numbers. Here we have to turn it on. It's alright. So passing this point here, we should be above 10,000, and we certainly are. So let's go back to the RNAV. Here we are. So we're gonna make ourselves towards Tuller. Here's the runway. So we're gonna make ourselves towards Tuller, and then we're gonna make a left-hand turn all the way down to runway 18 approach right here out of Luller, not Tuller, Luller, and then we need to be at 5,500 feet to intercept the ILS, the flight path. So let's our speed brakes in, and we can actually arm it. There it is. Speed brakes armed. The plane will accelerate because we are in optimal descent, and we just accelerated with the airspeed. Speed brakes. There's a runway right there. There's Madrid. If you've ever been to Madrid, you'll know that the airport is just outside the city, and the taxi drivers in Madrid are, for the lack of a better word, mostly assaulting you by going around the city. So if you want to go to the Madrid center, they will go to the airport, pick you up, and they'll go all the way around the city and charge you extra for that. I know that for a fact because that had happened to me more than once. I thought, yeah, once, yeah, I was just one bad apple, but nope, that appears to be general practice. Maybe that's why I've not flown to Madrid in my channel. I did fly it in FS 2020, but not in 2024. So this is actually a debut for Madrid in my channel. I flew to... Did I fly to Barcelona? I think I did. I did fly to Mallorca, Malaga, Canarias. Right, Canarias.
Area 169 heavy, Madrid center, identified, climb flight level 350.
Climb flight level 350, Iberia 169 heavy.
V-line 2 Foxtrot Mike, cleared Bain of 3 Bravo, arrival runway 18 right.
Cleared Bain of 3 Bravo, arrival runway 18 right, V-line 2 Foxtrot Mike.
V-line 2 Foxtrot Mike.
So I don't think the little performance ball here should do what it was doing, like floating around.
Descend to flight level 250, V-line 2 Foxtrot Mike.
Ryanair 340 Lima, clear Linkage 6 Charlie, arrival runway 35.
Clear Linkage 6 Charlie, arrival runway 35, Ryanair 340 Lima.
Madrid Center, Air Nostrum 17
Airport is somewhere over here.
Passing 10,700 feet, climbing to 1,000 feet.
Could be this line here, not sure.
Air Nostrum 17,
But that's definitely Madrid.
Good evening, identified, climb flight level 260.
And since Madrid is set on a hill, we are going to turn on our terrain display. because we don't want to get some nasty surprise approaching. When I say nasty surprise, I mean terrain. Let's go back to our map. Almost there. It's Lular and then transition via Lular. These are the
Madrid
ones.
Center, Viewing 3 Romeo Bravo, good evening, flight level 330.
Viewing 3 Romeo Bravo, Madrid
Set
Center,
our traffic to
identified.
low. Descent checklist. NTI is not required. Landing altitude.
118.4.
Contact Madrid approach 118.4, Europa 265. Madrid approach, Europa 265, passing flight level 142, descending to 8,000 feet with information Romeo.
Altitude is 1,900.
Europa 265 Madrid approach, QNH 1015, expect the ILS Zulu approach runway 18 left with the left transition.
QNH 1015, expect ILS Zulu approach runway 18 left with a low transition, Europa 265.
Transition altitude set local. Oh my. Sorry. Local is 1015. It's set. See those mountains there. You want to have your radar working in case you need to divert. There it is. We're flying for 2 hours and 20 minutes in sim. There's a plane right here landing. Take your time, don't rush things. Where's this light coming from? Some weird light coming, I think it's
Europa
coming from the cabin.
265, cleared direct Lille, cross Lille at or above 8,000 feet, cleared ILS Zulu approach runway 18 left.
Clear direct Lille, cross Lille at or above 8,000 feet, cleared ILS Zulu approach runway 18 left,
So we can go
Europa
all the way down
265.
to 5,500. The plane will maintain the constraints, but that's our approach altitude. Now we're passing 10,000 feet, so external lights on. There we go. We're approaching Luller, then continue approach towards the ILS path. So we keep on going below 10,000 and below the previous set 8,000 feet. We just need to cross it at 8,000 feet, just as frag right here. Minimum is 8,000, maximum 9,000. This path here. Why is it so strict? Well, there's mountains surrounding the approach, especially this side here. So don't take chances. We'll be below the mountain peak. I'm going to turn on the track IR for the approach. There we go. turn, here we go. Nice. Accelerating slightly to maintain speed. Let's establish here our 180 course. Course 180. Course 180. Our ILS frake is 111.5. I think this plane auto-tunes this, but I prefer to do it manually anyway. You can't see the airport, but we're about to turn towards it. It should be very visible. There's a plane there on the approach. So what we'll do now is we are going to decel the plane. 1,000 feet to go, and we're going to turn on ABP. It's armed right there. We already have the localizer indications. Let's turn our heading towards 180. Help the plane decel by lowering flaps gear slowly on schedule. So speed check flaps 1. As you can see, as soon as we deploy flaps, it will reduce speed to flap speed, or attempt to. So we got VOR lock. Still got VNAV for now. So let's go flaps 5 now. There's a runway. That's the 14 Romeo. Light is off because it's armed, and we got half the system, so we got VOR lock or VOR lock.
Tower, Europa 265, ILS 0, approach runway 18 left.
Europa 265, Rogers Tower, wind 160 degrees, 11 knots, runway 18 left, clear to land.
Runway 18 left, clear to land, Europa 265.
What was the wind? I barely listened to it. Yeah, this thing is messed up. 11 knots, 160, 11 knots, so it's right on the, slightly to the left already. Autopilot off. You just follow the flight director. Flight director is your friend. Can also be your worst enemy, but not today. Oops. Yep, there's the wind. Got 6 knots from the left. Low. Now the wind stopped for some reason. Okay, to the right. The key here for the ILS is anticipation.
1,000.
1,000 check. That's 1,000 radar altimeter. Got our landing lights on? Yeah, just listen.
Approaching 18
Oh, I
left.
forgot to turn off vRAAS. I need to set that up. With that, we got a little offset. That's why you need 2 people flying, guys. Having just one person doing stuff is painful. Check.
Approaching minimal slope.
I know.
Flight slope.
I know.
Minimums.
Continue.
200. $50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
There we go. Wipers. Auto brake is on. Reverse set. Auto throttle disconnect. 80 knots. Standard brakes. Speed brakes in.
Europa 265, exit right next available taxiway.
Exit right next available taxiway, Europa 265.
We are going to exit on the next one. Get our flaps up. Welcome to Madrid. Runway exit procedures.
Europa 265, contact ground 121.63.
Ground 121.63, Europa 265.
So let's reach them out to get ourselves to the gate.
Europa 265, request taxi to assigned gate.
Europa 265, taxi to stand 373 via Yankee 4 Bravo Yankee, Bravo 10 Romeo 8 Bravo Mike, Hotel Delta 2.
Taxi to stand 373 by Yankee 4 Bravo Yankee, Bravo 10 Romeo 8 Bravo, Mike, Hotel, Delta 2, Europa 265.
That's terminal 373. Where is that? Three. Hello? Nope. Terrain issues, nice. Where's 373? You know what, I'm just gonna search. Oh, it's a heavy gate. Alright. No. Right, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit with my Beyond ATC map, which you guys unfortunately cannot see, but trust me on this one. So we need to go through this gated area here, and I think we need to cross the runway. We'll see if we need to cross the runway. It doesn't say so, but still. Isn't a runway, it's just a taxiway. A few stripes on, weird stripes on the ground. So let's start our APU because we are going to need to perform single engine taxi. Madrid is actually a pretty big airport. So take your time. So now left hand turn, go all the way down here. Our APU is available. So we're going to shut down engine 1. flights are not aligned with the actual running. So 377 and 376. So a few more. 374. 373, that's the one right there. Here's hoping. I don't see any ground personnel there. Ah, it is correct, alright. Just not seeing any ground personnel there, so I was fearing that GSX was thinking it was somewhere else. It's crazy that we're going to be parked next to Iberia planes because this is a low cost, but when you don't know the airport's gates, according to companies, you're trusting the system, right? Let's stop our clock here. Let's see if we got guidance. Here it is. So no jetway on this gate. At least not suited for this plane. These are for 330s and 340s. Bravo 38 Mike, that's correct, that's our plane. Stop. Parking brake set. Set our generator and to deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
Right. Anti-collision lights off. Wing lights off. Requested deboarding, and here comes, oh, it has a jet bridge, nice. Parking checklists, parking brake is set, taxi lights are off, chocks, let's set our chocks here. These doors are being opened, stand by. APU switch once we get the GPU connected, stand by.
Passengers deboarding starting.
GPU connected. Now we can connect it here. And now we can leave the air conditioning just a little bit. Fuel control switches to off except forward 1 for the APU feeding. Anti-collision lights are off. Flight directors both off. Passenger signs off. They're already exiting the plane, but yaw damper off. Hydraulic pumps, electric hydraulic pumps to off. Fuel pumps, again, let's leave it for the APU probe heat off, and doors are open. Alright, welcome to Madrid. What a nice flight. Really nice flying and really nice flight overall in terms of events. I really like when things go okay, when we don't have major issues injuring the flight. So this was the iFly 737 MAX, and boy, I never expected to say this. It flies so well. It's really a good module again. It was a good model in MFS 2020, but now it's also a good model in MFS 2024, and I'm really looking forward for them to bring the plane as native to Flight Simulator 2024. But even right now, even without it being native, it is absolutely great. Everything works as expected. The electronic flight bag is great. The flight performance, yeah, the VNAV is a little aggressive, but nothing to write home about. I've seen a lot worse in other planes. Yeah, I mean, panel looks great, systems look great. Yeah. So this is my... Alright, here we go. Something's fishy about the music. Alright, much better. Alright guys, this was the glide slope flight out of Vienna to Madrid. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. It was really a cool flight. I hope to see you next time. This time out of Madrid. I already have 2 flight schedules out of here. So the next 2 flights I mean. So there's one out of Madrid and the other out of the next airport already. So I have everything set up for at least the next 2 flights, probably the 3 next flights, next 3 flights. Again, I would appreciate if you guys could come. Remember, leave a like, subscribe, donate. Thank you so much, Golden Bacon, Roblox, and Matty YouTuber. Thank you for coming, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Remember, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description if you're feeling generous. This has been the Glide Slope. Bye-bye.
I'll spread my wings, just the sun. No limits when the drums beat. The world below fades out of sight as I soared into the